think there's a plot of grass up here somewhere. Right about there. Okay, that field has been ploughed. Let's drop back one. Looks like it thinks that edge needs ploughed. I'm not going to worry about that. Turn off needs ploughed. So that field's fully fertilised, fully fertilised, fully fertilised, fully fertilised. That needs weeded. Nothing needs lime. I might do lime, I'm not sure. That needs fertilised if it's grown any. So I need to go around the edge of that field. I think we're done with ploughing. We need to seed this field, so let's get the seeder on the back of this tractor, and we'll get that done. Just got the one beacon. No, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. It's over here. It's still going to be a while before I get used to this. I'll stick this back by this shed. Okay, we want grass. There we go. Let's see if we can find our way back again. It's this path here, and hang a left and follow it around to the right. Left. Hang right, follow around to the left. Okay, we're good. If you own a piece of equipment, will it be somewhere on your farm? Usually, yes. It may be in some sheds, and some sheds, if you're playing on a mod map, well, one way you can do it in Farm Sim 17. Okay, let's pull this up. You have a map here, and then you have your equipment here, and you can tab through the equipment by clicking on the piece of equipment to either the right or the left, and it'll shuffle over to, it'll shuffle the row in the direction you've tabbed. And over here, it will highlight the piece of, it will put a little green circle around the piece of equipment that's currently selected here. So you can use that, and you might have to zoom in. If you're zoomed all the way out, you'll see all my dots disappear. If I'm zoomed in, it'll show me my pieces of equipment. But if you're tabbing through the equipment, it will jump and it'll move the map to where the equipment is and centered on it. So that's one way to find out where all your equipment is. Obviously, with tractors and harvesters and any motorized equipment, you can just tab through it and you'll jump to it no matter where it is. Okay, this was our grass field and will now be our grass field. I'm going to put that lined up there. Very good. And we will set a worker off on that. Immediately turns the lights out, and we'll go and find this thing, and we've got to figure out, okay, we want to go along the edge at the front. Basically we want to do a lap of the field. And on some maps, what you might find is that some equipment is parked in a shed somewhere, but you have to, it's not parked with all the rest of them. I tend to try and keep all my equipment in one place. But occasionally it gets distributed around the map. So long as it's where I have chosen to keep it, then it's generally not too much of a problem. Looks like I'm missing some of this. So I'm going to take it around and go back the way we just came. Yeah, there's some weeds there. Okay, have we done now? That's the entirety of these two sides done. Run down to the bottom and do this bit. Now the problem with angled fields is that a lot of times the workers don't cope entirely well with them, and we have to go round and clean up after them. Along this side, that should be all the weeds done. Oh, and then we needed to fertilise 52. Which I think we just seeded, so we once again we should be good with not needing care wheels on the tractor yet. We missed a little bit there. I'm not going to be fussed about that. 44 is ours. What's on 44? Oh, that's our wheat field. 52's barley. Actually, that looks worryingly too much grown. So we'll go and weed this field. Then we'll come back and change the tyres on the tractor and fertilise 52. Okay, let's get back in the cab so we can see where we're going. Oh, I'm a bit airborne there. So yeah, at this point I'm trying to be as efficient as possible. This is a field of weeds and no crop has grown yet. Looks like we missed cotton on the edge there. Don't think it's weeds. So yes, since I need to change the tyres to fertilise 52, plus that's a completely different piece of equipment, I'm going to do the weeding first. Plus we're kind of in a battle with the weeds. I don't need them coming second stage because I don't have a liquid fertiliser, and without a liquid fertiliser I can't spray herbicide, and I really don't have the money spare to be able to buy one and the herbicide. So I'd like to keep killing weeds as cheap as possible, and obviously a small weeder is cheap and I already have one. So we don't want to be buying any new equipment until we start selling crop. As it is, I'm going to have to buy some solid fertiliser. I did buy a small spreader, I just didn't buy the fertiliser for it yet. And the spreader, which is a mod, is capable of doing lime. So I do have the option to use it for spreading lime. Oh, excuse me. Oops, borderline cold tea. Not so good. Yes, this is a very awkward view. Okay, run around the other end and we'll finish off this field. do foresee a problem with this tractor trying to do fertilising. I have no weight on the front of it, and it's a fertiliser that sits quite solidly on the 3-point at the back. Yeah, those look like cotton plants. I'll run down the diagonal, which will give me a little bit more room to turn around there. No, you don't. Multiplayer does not give you achievements. Get yourself a big farm with huge fields. You can knock out the... You have harvested 10 hectares in one field if you do that. What I'm not sure about on some... on Farm Sim 17, achievements like breed 20 cows, you had to do that in one save. So you couldn't breed 10 cows on one map, 5 cows on the next one, and 5 more would give you your 20. So I think yeah, we've just wrapped ourselves around a tree. I think the Farm Sim 19 crop and tree chopping stuff is all just get it done, and it doesn't matter which map you do it on, you'll get credit. Although I couldn't say 100% certain about that, so it may be that they all have to be done on one save, and I'm just working maps sufficiently that I'm getting the achievements done. Because obviously the first ones do 1 hectare, the next ones do 10, the next one 50, and then 100. It's just as I play more, I'm able to achieve more in less time, if you like. I don't have any of the animal achievements done. It is one save. Okay. So yeah, we're not. We will probably not see any achievements on this map then. Okay, we can drop that. We are going to need to change the wheels, so I'm going to have to move that. I'll do that right now, but then we'll go and get the spreader. trailers there. I'll put the trailer there too. Yeah, that was the right way. Wow. Let's try and get that straight, guys. That's better. Gentle turns. And put the brake on, put the wheel chocks on, and we're good. Let's go to the store. Let's get in the cab so we can see under the trees. So yes, this map does encouraging in-cab driving for the most part. Ah, okay. Yes, the animals always have been, and that was my letdown in Farm Sim 17, and I'm still working on the 20 cows achievement. I got 50 pigs on Lawfolds January, I believe, this year. Sheep was easy because I always did sheep on every farm, and you only have to get a couple of hours into a farm and sheep are done. Store's on the right, okay. So, what have we got left here? We've got a seed pallet. Oh, the yellow disc is the store. And we have the oversized spreader. I think if I buy a big bag, it's going to appear to the right of the seed. That one. Expensive stuff. Okay. Okay, yes. So this this spreader will take lime and fertilizer, and it's the only small one that does. Don't know if that's realistic or not. And once again, part of the 1.3, we have the fertilizer icon. It's at 55% full, but it also tells us we've got 1,000 litres and it's fertilizer. How are we doing on this? I think if we take it easy, we can do this. A little bit light on the steering. Yeah, 10 million's going to be tough. I think in 17, 1 million was fairly easy. But I don't think I have ever had 10 million in the bank. And there's a good reason for that. I buy stuff. If I don't own every field on the map, then as soon as I've got 500,000 in the bank, I'm probably going to buy another field or two. I suppose one way to do it is maybe at the end, when you've decided, okay, I've played this map enough, I'm done. sell absolutely everything. Whoa! And you should probably have 10 million if you've, if you've done it right, I guess. Empty the silos, empty the garages. You don't probably don't have to sell the. Okay. Configuration is standard. Front loader is still attached. We want. Oh no. Okay, this one has Trilborg. Narrow tyres. That's going to cost me $800 as well. Okay. And we will also find out now whether this is a good or a bad mod. Start the engine. Field 52. Back in Farm Sim 17, I played with a number of New Holland mod tractors, and while you could put care wheels on them, they still destroyed the crops. So I ended up turning off crop destruction on a couple of on the games that I use them in, because I'd actually specifically bought them because I needed to use the crop tires, and I had some big tractors, and I didn't need the crops being destroyed. Actually, I wonder if did I accidentally turn crop destruction off? Oh, crop destruction is off. Let's turn crop destruction on. Okay, now we're going to find out. How good is this mod? It's good. You're not blowing up crops. So as you see, this has a good working width, and more importantly for this map, it mounts right to the back of the tractor, so I'm not trailing it. Move over a bit. Obviously I can't see what I'm doing. Not exactly accurate, but we're getting the field done, and that's the important thing. See what I'm doing, so we'll just, it's probably a lot of overlap on the left, but we'll just go as we are. There's probably a patch right about there. Go. And then we'll take a look, see how well we did. Ding. Done. So, 66 and 45, fully fertilized, need to be ploughed. 66 is growing. 66 is the sunflowers as bought. I think 45 is grass. And 45 is ready to harvest. Magic. Turn the grass off. Thank you. So we can put this away. And I will get the fertilizer out of it. It's stuck off to one side somewhere. Where? Put the fertilizer over behind the washer. Oh, how's that for placement? Meanwhile, this I'll stick it on the other side from the plough. Okay. Grass field needs to be cut, and this tractor has a problem with the mower, so I'm not going to be able to do that. I will put the regular tyres back on it though. Customize. No. Standard. Make sure nothing else got changed. Still on 85 horsepower. Standard configuration. Front loader. Okay. The reason I keep checking that is because some tractors reset various settings. The Deutz that we have is one of them. It will reset to standard on the front. And I want at the 750 kilo weight. Stop. Okay. You're still planting grass. Oh, yeah, I'll let you finish. And I'll run around the edge and fill in the gaps. What's the time? 9 o'clock. Okay. Now I'll take over. So 165 litres left in this. On Farm Sim 19, this was also the sort of equipment I'd use on maps like Oldstream Farm. Because it mounts flush up against the back of the tractor, it's very easy to control where it is. And because the edges of the fields are so tight in places, it's not so, you know, even something like the Kuhn, which has the seed tank on the front and a seeder on the back, that can cause problems for something like that. You know, I can butt right up against that hedge with this thing. I couldn't do that with the Kuhn. Okay. Turn around, I believe there were a couple of bits over here we're going to have to redo as well. And that should be total grass now. I'll check the top side just to Make sure nothing's missed over here. That all looks okay. I can turn that off. Kind of difficult to see with the dirty windshield. Okay, once again, I'm going to empty this seed tank. Right about there. Oh, okay, you can go on that side then. Whatever. I'm going to drop this outside. We'll go and attach the mower and get that started. Okay, find some grass. I believe it's on the right here and then straight through. I think that's about right. And off he goes doing his own thing. Okay, well he does that. I need to go and get the seed from the store. I figure the easiest way to do that is with this. Now, even fully loaded, this seeder is not overweight for this tractor. But once again, it is a little bit squirrely on the steering. But it's not too bad. Once we pull the seed from the store, that's everything that we have bought has been transferred to the yard. I mean, the other option would have been to put the front loader forks on and bring it back that way. Except I don't have pallet forks. I just have bale forks, bale spikes at the moment. Interestingly, that's 1,000 litres, 99%. So the reason this is not England, that speed limit sign says 80 kilometres an hour. England doesn't have kilometres an hour, it's miles per hour. And it doesn't tell you the unit of measure on the bottom, it just says 30, 70, whatever. However, because the street signs are on the left side of the road, that means you drive this side of the road. So we're not in England. I would have to do some research and find out where on the British Isles speed limits are in kilometres per hour. Okay. Unless someone already knows and wants to tell me in chat. We'll unload this over here too. I'm going to assume that it unloads to the same side. Okay, where'd it go? Okay, over there. Whatever. Close the lid. Over everything. Well, we're done with the cedar until we harvest something. Actually, we're in the middle of harvesting grass, so not quite done with the cedar. Oh, wrong side. Probably do that from this side. I am going to need to pull forward a little. Okay, that's done.